news. It's time to put your life on the line for the Resistance.
Yo, what took you so long?
Pushing the location of the EPC database on your optic.
Resistors, it's bug time. Are you all sitting comfortably? No? Good. That's as it should be. This is the bug. I'm Andy, and joining me to analyse the latest blowflies to emerge from the corpse of the ones fever, it's Alice.
Hello, Andy.
And today, we're going to talk to you about Albion, your friends of mine. Alice, the government has extended Albion's contract, and I'm also boasting that violent crime has plummeted to a record low. Now, extending Albion's contract, to me, that's like having a pet dog, let's call it Nigel for this environment, that attacks you every single day and thinking to yourself, wouldn't it be nice if Nigel had puppets?
That contract has been extended so many times, it's like the neck of a politician that's criticised the government.
I'm not sure entirely how those contract extension negotiations went, probably like a footballer. In the old days, I assume Albion's agent was leaking stories to the press about how our favourite private militia was being tapped up by Barcelona. The government panics and thinks, well, we better get them signed up before it's too late. But still, violent crime, a record low, although I imagine that probably depends exactly how you count it. If you include violent crime committed by the state, either themselves or via Albion, their chosen violent crime contractors, you might find it's a very valuable private service, beating people up. Well, it's probably not quite as low as the figures suggest.
I don't know, I think they're probably right. Who has the opportunity to commit violent crime these days anyway? The moment you pick up a fruit knife, you get tasered by a robot police. For looking Bulgarian. It's a much more peaceful society. It's just much less of a society.
I want to know the details of the contracts. Alice, I mean, are they paid per dissident duffed up? Is it a set rate for each extrajudicial state mugging? What is that?
Sorry, I think there's been a mistake.
That's it. No more games. We both know how contracts are just
Get up already? Now, you twat! Fine.
Saw a wicked fight go down here this one time. Was it here?
Fascinating.
Cheers, bro. How's it going? Saw this bloody great show the other night. Small hand.
Could you, back off a little?
No, I don't mind cooking it.
Not my type, though.
Couldn't cook any more fucking vegetables. There's only so much you can do. Even the cheap stuff. Do you know how easy it is to make a delicious jerk?
What?
No. Don't believe it. You'll need to show me pictures.
Is somebody taking the piss out of me? Not worth it.
Well, I'm waiting. Where is it? Is that it? Don't look. Now you are back. You have to just relax. There.
Finish up. You've been activated.
Don't get your robot knickers in a twist. I've only had one, man.
sure there's room at the processing centre, over. Yeah, I guess. Listen.
Okay, what is going on?
Or in any way interfere. Albion Guard in the performance of their duties will be considered a threat. Get out the car, bruv!
And what happens when capitalism and space become one? As you know, we keep all names confidential. Speaking from a secure location, here's new technology strategist Charles, who worked all over the world trying to keep democracy strong in the face of the data assault.
If you have enough personal data on somebody, you're able to predict what it is that they're going to do. You can tell what they might be.
All units, possible suspect or suspects report legal location.
Big
Received.
mistake.
Responding to the situation now.
Ambulance urgently required at our location.
And since I took Britain, we got really used to all of our services being free.
Everything suddenly became free that was due. But what I forgot is that if you're not paying for it, then you're the product being sold.
If technology brings out the worst in capitalism, capitalism brings out the worst in technology.
Control, we're
Senior
pursuing the
academic
suspect.
outlook tells us how big business repurposes big data.
Historically, what's happened, of course, is that people have traded their privacy for their convenience as smartphones and other kinds of technology came in and became mass-consumed, mass-used items and technological objects. Gradually, people were so attracted to the affordances
Control.
of these technologies
Let's
that
put out an
privacy kind of
APW.
retreated into
We're
the
getting
background
nowhere
and
here.
into a state we've got now, where it's essentially gone. Having this access to this data makes huge tech companies like Bloom so much more powerful than they would be otherwise, and not just in the obvious way. Of course, there's lots of worry and fear over what they can do with the data, can track anyone, find anyone.
See what every individual is doing at any point.
What is going on here? Help me.
I'm a big fan. Keep up the good work, love.
Huh? It's disgusting.
Turn around and move on. Or else. Bloody hell!
Huh? Got to run.
This wanker.
It won't stop! Ah! Fuck! Oh, God!
I say again, all units, we have reports of a hostile in your area.
Received. Watching for suspect.
They enjoy and the life they lead. So they're really kind of outsourcing our decision making to a company. Very, very
Scary about that indeed. All these technologies can be used to not only influence us to act as the perfect consumer, but also to prevent us from doing radical and revolutionary things. So technologies in
Control,
foreign
I've lost sight of the
nations
target. Over.
that have been used are things like heat map features which show where populations are gathering. In-game rewards can be offered to people to take different routes, things like that. Traffic data can be manipulated to prevent people gathering and protesting, as has happened in some of the authoritarian.
Every day. You'll be okay. Everyone will be okay.
How would you feel about mixing things up a bit?
You're with DedSec? That's perfect. I was trying to reach out. I have some info you could be interested in.
I'm listening.
So, a few weeks ago, I couldn't get inside the office. Turns out I wasn't the only one. My entire division had been replaced, all at once.
Nah, that's messed up, man.
I know. But I'm doing somewhat fine. I'm not crazy, though. This situation is weird, right? I mean, we were skilled, top of our field. And they still managed to replace us in a heartbeat. It doesn't make any sense.
So you want DedSec to look into your replacement?
Yes, exactly. Help me, and I'll help you back.
Yeah, so that's exactly what I said. Cool him.
Good to see you.
Citizens, if you see something, say something. We are here to protect you.
A tech corporation acting unethically? Sounds out of character, but let's investigate anyway.
Alright, man's gonna look into that shit.
Secret.
Yeah, now everything that's part of Bloom's city surveillance operation is run through the telecoms tower. And I have to say, it looks completely ridiculous. It's got that silly crown thing at the top and all the blue light.
What's that even about? What does it do? I don't see that there's any purpose to that at all.
It's a blight on the skyline, if you ask me, and it's become the main point of control for millions of people. The system network and Bagley are both operated and streamed from there too.
And don't forget about the self-driving cars too.
I always thought they were just running on their own.
No, CTOS is the big control system behind the cars. There was a point back in the earliest days of self-driving car technology that they operated by themselves. They used to use a series series of sensors to see the world around them. Radar, for instance, would look far off into the distance, while LiDAR would detect objects nearby. And while these cars still use some of this technology, Bloom's CTOS and its detailed maps and data that it has on London really makes Bloom be able to take control of it. And CTOS can take control of your car if you're parked incorrectly. It's no surprise that it was made mandatory to have a self-driving car.
The system is so bad though, it's so annoying. Whenever I try to use one of the shareable self-driving cars, I always find myself stuck in traffic jams or roadblocks. Not to mention the accidents. I've heard so many stories of cars shunting into the back of others. I think they're worse than human drivers sometimes.
The technology was meant to make things better, but Bloom has made it so bad that it just makes London even more chaotic than it was before. I'm giving up on the cars. I'm only using the bikes, which are not self-driving at the moment at least. And don't even get me started on the data. Everything that Bloom sees from your movements around the city and the self-driving cars is collected and feeds back into its big information control system.
Oh, not you and Bloom and privacy again. You're a broken record.
Not as broken as our city's cars.
Last year, nearly half of British parliamentarians were absent for more than 60% of votes. Even our Prime Minister recently set a record for most votes.
You've arrived at our contact's former employer, and aside from some heavily armed security guards, it's basically a ghost town.
Interesting.
I don't think this replacement is on site. Dig around and see if you can figure out where they are.
They don't fuck around here.
Something over there.
You can do your corporate espionage from there.
Data coming your way.
Copy that. I'll analyze the company records while you get to safety.
Bax, talk to me.
Well, I found our prospect's replacement. It's an AI. And a pretty shoddy one at that. Nowhere near as smart as me. It could maybe replace a few million humans at most.
Fucking fuck.
Oh, right. I suppose from your perspective, that's a lot. If you like, we can go destroy it before it puts anyone else out of work.
Alright, let's do this. Send me the deets right now.
You're listening to The Bug.
May cause nausea, vomiting and headaches. You're listening to The Bug, the Resistance comedy show brought to you by the Buccaneer Network. I'm Andy, joining me, as always, Alice.
I'm excited to be here. Apparently, the Resistance is not going well.
Again? Well, there has been some news about DedSec, the resistance and/or terrorist organisation, delete according to preference. Not preference, sorry, delete according to whether or not you work for the government, SIRS, Bloom, the Kellys, or Albion. According to a SIRS official, DedSec is no longer a threat, which I guess is true in that it was never a threat in the first place. Reminds me of when my great aunt Gladys had her appendix out. Oh, Andy, that surgeon's a real threat, waggling that knife at me, trying to knock me out. Well, they call a scalpel and an anaesthetic, Gladys. Anyway, if SIRS officials say DedSec is dead and buried, I guess we have to assume that DedSec's never been stronger. But I do worry, Alice. I mean, sometimes I think, is there any hope? Do you still have hope?
I don't think I'm allowed to have hope. We're living in the self-selected, algorithmically designated information equivalent of a propaganda state, and every resistance that I've ever seen is weaker than the British pound. I feel like hope is an expensive thing to buy these days.
I mean, is it all totally pointless? I mean, it can feel pointless, but then again, I've spent almost all of my life doing pointless things, like watching sport, thinking about sport, thinking about watching sport, learning French and hoping for a better future. All completely pointless. But yeah, I've done them, so we might as well carry on. Is there a light at the end of the tunnel? Yes, I think there is. Unfortunately, what is that light? Is it an oncoming train? Well, no, it couldn't be. Obviously, that train would be late or cancelled. Is the light at the end of the tunnel a burning effigy of the concept of hope? Not possibly. Is it the soul of Sky Larson imploding into its own vacuum? May well be that. Is it the ego of Nigel Cass that is now so big that it's sucked all the light in the universe into itself? I think that it's most likely is that, but we'll never give up, Bug fans. This resistance will never die. And one day, we will again be free. Free from these technological chains, free to choose our own futures, free to live our own lives, free to waste our time watching people bake cakes and dance badly again. Those sorts of days. Before we go, time for a quick bug off. I'm going to nominate this week Sky Larson here at the Bug. We are all in favour of strong, powerful women. And in many ways, Sky is the ultimate feminist icon, proving that women can do just as abominably awful things to this planet as men. I mean, overall, Alex, I think we're still ahead as men, but you lot are catching up. Fair play to you. You are listening to the Bug.
From Robert Peel's Bobbies to our first radio cars, we've been here to serve this city. And while times might have changed, our dedication hasn't. The Metropolitan Police. We've been protecting London since 1829.
I saw this video of a protest leader that was at Madland Power yelling about
The Bug, nibbling away on the rotten carcass of a once free Britain.
Yum yum.
Hello, Bug.
Yeah? DedSec could do with a medical expert in the squad.
It's better than watching tutorials on how to suture your own wounds.
A reality time now, however. And, well, finally today, we're going to road test the latest update to the CSAY app, the government app that has brought the great British tradition of snitching on people you don't like back.
Check out this Fed. Walking about like they own the place.
Lease of life these days, thanks to CSAY, and isn't Britain all the more fun because of it? No more grumbling about your neighbours playing their music too loud, just simply report them to the state and have them, shall we say, involuntarily rehoused at Hotel Cass, the chain of hotels that was formerly known as the prison service. What was the slogan? Is it, if you see something, say something, or if you think you might at some point see something, say something, or if you haven't seen anything but don't like someone, say something anyway. So, well, let's have a look at this new app. Alice, I'm sure you've got it on your phone. I mean, at first glance, well, the interface is lovely. It's so neatly designed. A simple button to snitch on someone. That's so much better than non-government informer apps like Stool Easy, Can Canary, or Narc Shark. I mean, look, I just need to geocache where the person I'm ratting on currently is. Let's call her, for the sake of argument, Alice.
Sorry, Andy, I was busy reporting you to the authorities for rolling your eyes when passing a Nigel Cass propaganda poster.
Could you not let me report you first, please? Let's have some decorum about this. I'll just take a quick little photo so they can get a drone to pick you out of a crowd at your next riot or trip to the shops or walk in the woods. And you can input your accusations with the app. But let's go old school. Let's call the phone line. Let's call the phone line. Here's the number, listeners, in case you want to dob someone in, as long as it's not me. 0044 203 807 3832. And don't forget to get the permission of the person who pays your bills before you call that number.
Hey, I'd like to report my co-host Andrew, who runs an underground satirical anti-government comedy show, for running and co-hosting an underground satirical anti-government comedy show. Also, he does terrible puns.
Well, excuse me, I have a suspect for you. That is my co-host, Alex. I have some evidence for you. She tutted audibly at the sight of an Albion vehicle in the street yesterday. She says she prefers pigeons to Bloom drones. I mean, come on, seriously, when did a drone ever crap on your picnic? And what's more, and look, I've no idea if this is true or not, but I have it on very good authority, so please write this down, that she owns not one, but two unlicensed fallopian tubes, whatever they are. But they sound dodgy.
If I had a crypto for every time someone had reported my fallopian tubes, I'd have 3. Which I think converts to about 120,000 Great British pounds in the old money.
We'll report back in the next episode about whether or not we've been arrested and interned. I mean, I love this system, Alice. I mean, no more awkward, rumbling resentments with your neighbours, your colleagues, or what the heck, in for a penny, your family. You just dock them in and be done with it. But I guess it could backfire. I mean, the thing is with a family, inevitably parents and their children, they end up squabbling, and, you know, today's Britain, your kids are going to dob you in, so you might as well get in there first.
The job-killing AI's code blueprint has been packed up into a crate on site.
I'm ready to tear shit up.
It is illegal to participate in gatherings of more than 5 people.
bollocks. Drone, run a search on this sector.
it is. Time to do your destroying other people's property thing. AI successfully murdered. Now get to safety and I'll send our friends the good news.
Cuz, you better sit down for this one. You were replaced by an AI. A machine. Sick, innit?
Excuse me?
Yeah, blood. Your entire field was close to being wiped out by an AI, but DedSec stopped it.
Thank you.
Why don't you join DedSec? You know you wanna.
Hell yes. I'm in.
Suspect is still here. Dumber.
As always, Alice. And,
I deny everything.
just a good state.
Ah, sick. Good to have you, blood. DedSec's gonna be unstoppable now.
Yes, I'm so ready to help out the cause.
Fuck yes.
Will be investigated and penalized if necessary. Huh?
Absolutely frightening creations.
Some good news. At last, there are no medicine shortages. According to the government, none at all. There have been various allegations about. It turns out they are all fake news. Trademark. There are none. There are no shortages of medicine. Don't take it from me. I'm not a medical supplier. Anyway, take it from my beloved government. It's fine. In fact, I'm going to read between the lines here and actually say there's probably there's too much medicine, if anything. Just medicines. Medicine. You can't move for medicine. In fact, just this morning, I tried to pour some cornflakes into a bowl for breakfast and out-tumbled a 12-month course of immunosuppressants, corticosteroids, and anti-retrofungal urodilatory estrogen spermatotropic fruit pastels.
The people claiming there are medical shortages are probably high. On lots of medicine that they've been given. I for one believe that there are no medical shortages, Andy. Just last week I went in with a broken arm and they suggested it might just be extreme period pain and prescribed me a drink of water and an astrology chart.
We can't be too far away from them just prescribing stiff upper lip. I think.
My uncle had a leg removed due to diabetes. They halved his insulin because they said there was less of him to be diabetic.
So, anyway, people don't believe what you read or hear about there not being enough medical drugs to go around. It's not true. It's hospital hogwash, it's pharmaceutical flip-flap, it's medical mendacity, it's schizophrenic humbug, it's nonsensical narcotic nincompoop. Do not believe the news telling you that we've run out of medicine. Nor should you believe the empty shelves at the chemists. They're also lying. Do not believe your doctor saying, sorry, we're fresh out of that, you're going to have to eat a carrot and pretend. And do not believe your own cobweb-ridden medicine cabinet at home. It might look empty, but it's not. For it contains the only medicine any of us truly need. Stirring music by producer Chris. Freedom. The medicine of British freedom. And the analgesic knowledge that however ill you may be, Bloom are keeping an eye on things for you.
I'm investing heavily in the placebo effect right now. You're listening to The Bug.
Obviously, I don't entirely mean that, because what is the first rule of the third millennium? If someone in power tells you something is fake news, what is it? Correct. A 110% cast iron, tungsten-coated, granite-sensitive, cosmically immutable, scientifically unarguable fact. But surely, Alice...
Yeah, no, I know. Yep. No, creep. Oh, yeah? Yeah. No, that's a no. So?
Three. Positive three. human race had already cooked all the recipes it needed. There was nothing more to be done with food. We've done that. We can tick it off. We've done it. I was bored of food anyway. I've been eating it all my life. If you've been doing the same thing 3 times a day, 4 sometimes, 7 or even 8 times a day, you're bound to get bored of it. And also, final positive, no more meal tax. Frees up all that extra time for appreciating all the selfless hard work that Albion do to keep us all safe.
Well, as you say, Andy, people are drawn to novelty, and everyone's had breakfast once. Why are you going to keep having it again and again?
I wish I brought my camera.
There's enough of that in life as it is. You are listening to The Bar. Well, another story that has come to the fore recently is that all European imports have been banned for public health reasons, which is great news. I mean, at least we can get eating good, home-produced, locally sourced, British, industrially unsafe food. That's something we can all cling to. Public health reasons, those are curious words. Alice, I don't know, is that in case the public gets too healthy eating all that Mediterranean muck? Let's have British food for British tummies. Spelt, nettles, rabbit. That's all we need. That's all we need in the glory days. Everyone round to Nigel's for dinner, yum yum.
Who needs Italian olives when you can eat pickled rubber bands and a soup of regret? Who needs a nice cheese when you can eat a lukewarm, unspecified rat meat pie with 0 spices?
Sand, nettles, and bits of dead fox. That's all we need in the glory days. Let's make Britain great again. That's all from The Bug today. Good night, sleep tight, and make sure the bed bugs do bite.
After yet another death in custody, an increasing number of critics are accusing Albion of systematic prisoner maltreatment. Join us on GBB for a thorough examination of the conditions for prisoners in detention.
Coming up today on The Upload, we're talking about Sky Larson, the enigmatic founder of Broker Tech. Everyone knows her name, but no one knows too much about her. We only really see her these days as a hologram. She was pretty young when she launched Broker Tech, the company that is best known for introducing Bagley to the world. Nowadays, it's hard to remember a world before Bagley.
Bagley is the most advanced, significant AI of our time, and it's really blown all the other AIs that were created out of the water. And I think that what Sky Larson's done with Bagley is absolutely incredible.
Yeah, I mean, I can't really imagine the optic without it. But what do you know about Sky Larson herself?
Not a lot, other than that she's actually pretty incredible. I've followed her work for a long time, and she's always been a pretty private person. I know that she supposedly grew up in the countryside, but there isn't actually that much more we know about her other than this tech that she's put out into the world.
I've always found it a bit creepy that she's so obsessed with this idea of transhumanism.
Why wouldn't you be? When you've got a mind as amazing as Sky's, why wouldn't you want to take what you've got and actually augment it by working with technology, by improving your physical self, changing your body and the world around you, implementing more technology to extend your life and really sort of extend human capabilities?
You sound pretty much in love with Sky Larson, I have to say.
I can't comment on that, but I am a big fan of her work. She's been one of these people that has transformed the world around us, and just watching how her mind works from afar is pretty incredible, because some of what the technology she's introduced has changed how we all live.
Pushing the location of the EPC database on your optic.
Did I ever tell you that I actually interviewed Sky Larson once?
Really? I thought she never spoke to the media or anything.
So this was a long time ago. her very being, and she was just incredibly talented and knowledgeable.
Authority keeps
Not sure you're being too objective there. I mean, I imagine she's not very likable.
sleep it off. You'll be fine.
We got to wait the fuck up.
Things you do for family.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, come on, man. This is totally embarrassing. People are starting to stare.
Now that's some deep breaths, yeah?
Let me in.
Just calm.
I know, but why?
There will be a database here that we can search for evidence on Angel Lopez.
Wait. My bloody ears? Oh, fuck! Make it stop! Ah! Sweeping the area.
Go on, Bagley. Tell me you found something.
I have. His file has been deleted from the main database, along with hundreds of others. Still very detailed. Even when committing crimes against humanity, the government doesn't skimp on paperwork. Here is a recording labelled Exit Interview.
You know what we do with terrorists, Lopez? Don't go pissing me off by denying anything. We know you're with DedSec. You think you were picked up on some random sweep? Not a fucking chance. Nothing to say. Well, this is not going to go well for you then, because I want information. The rest of your cell, where are they? I want names, places, everything you've got.
You think I'm daft? I spill everything I know and what? You let me go? I'm not talking. I know how this ends.
Oh, I don't think you do. I'm going to throw you to the wolves. The Kellys have an interesting way of disposing with problems.
You think I'm scared of some fucking thugs? Of winding up floating in the Thames? Fuck you.
You're too pretty for that, mate. First, they'll peddle you. For dosh, right? Then, when you're used up, they're going to chop you up and send the pieces to the four corners.
I can take whatever you've got.
I almost feel sorry for you. Get him to the bloody clinic, then.
Shit. They knew he was DedSec the whole time. This doesn't look good for Angel.
The clinic keeps government service hours, which means it's closed. We'll have to find Angel the old-fashioned way and hack their CTOS hub.
Christ!
Economists found that crypto was being traded more than the pound, and banks were not happy. They eventually forced the government to ban cryptocurrency in a last-ditch effort to save the pound.
But it's not like that's worked. People are still using crypto, and it's been pushed further, deeper underground. Things used to work fine with crypto, and it was just a peer-to-peer sharing economy-style system. Now it's all on the dark web and wrapped up again in organised crime.
Yeah, if you want to make something thrive on the black market, just make it illegal.
That's it. I'm calling off the pursuit.
The bug.
Deportation limbo, horrible living conditions, unexplained disappearances. It's almost as if the media are deliberately ignoring the situation here in favour of... Oh, look here, Beatrice Stokely, 89, recently took up kickboxing to fill up her days. Fascinating. If the EPC is a typical example of how humans treat each other, I'd say a benevolent AI overlord is a step up, wouldn't you?
Wow, you're right. Now shut it.
I have reconstructed an AR scene of Angel's examination. You can view it inside the clinic.
Brilliant.
Care about someone. She didn't have a friend. And one day they just... Don't need to get worked up.
CTOS AI. Data reconstruction in progress.
Let's make a deal, yeah? You know people outside. Maybe I can help you out. Just let me out of here.
Procedures, Mr. Lopez. We'll have you out of here in a minute or two.
Fuck, what was that? They implanted him with something. We need to take a closer look.
Facial analysis matches for both. They're part of Mary Kelly's little pack. So, Inspector Lau was right after all. Clank Kelly and Albion are in bed together. What a shit orgy that would be. Microchips, coated with biocompatible glass to prevent rejection.
So why did they implant a microchip in Angel? Diagnostics? Biometrics?
No, these are more sophisticated. If I had to guess, I would say they were designed to deliver a dose of some unknown compound. Not the kind of thing you find at your local corner shop. I could reconstruct the path he took if you want to see how this cliffhanger gets resolved.
Let's keep following. Maybe he got away.
Fucker! Get it before he triggers!
Fuck! He's getting away! Get after him!
Shit, they're catching up on him. Come on, Angel.
Fuckers!
Come on, Angel, you can make it!
Get fucked up! We don't have a match yet. She's gonna kill us.
No, it's fine. As long as he's not damaged, there'll be no waste. Demand's high with the new network.
Guess you're right. Let's tube him, get him in the van and out to the incinerator.
Damn. Well, I wasn't expecting that. I knew that microchip wasn't just a tracking device.
I think it's been triggered. I know Mary Kelly's trouble, but it's possible Angel's alive.
We need to find him. See what they did to him. And what that fucking microchip is all about.
Seems like advanced technology for Mary Kelly and her band of thugs to be waving around. Could Mary be part of a scary dark web hacker group like, say, oh, I don't know, pick one, 0 Day?
Interesting theory, Bagley, but hold your investigation algorithms for the moment, will you? Angel needs us.
The incinerator they mentioned is probably the Southwark incinerator. It's practically right round the corner.
Wow, my mum would be proud. I'm kicking ass. DedSec is fun.
You wouldn't have been recruited if DedSec thought you'd be killed that easily.
All right. Thank you, Bagley. I guess.
The Bagsman is like that. Bit of a prick, but dead useful. Just ignore him if he's vexing you.
All it needs to do, sir, is ban me from eating something. What's it going to be this time? Not bacon again, please. Please, not bacon. Courgettes. Ban courgette. I could take you banning courgettes. I'm happy with it.
Makes me feel important knowing that I'm being watched with everything I do, Andy.
Well, it's just nice, reassuring, isn't it? It's like having an extra aunt.
This is the aunt that gets drunk at Christmas and vomits in the kiddie pool, right?
You get that on. This is the bug on the Buccaneer. Let's move on now to sport. Well, the closest thing we have to sport now, riots. I mean, riots my favourite sport now, Alice, ever since they turned the oval from a cricket ground into the immigration processing centre. And yeah, rioting it's a great sport. It's fun for all the family. It's guaranteed action. It's pleasingly violent. I mean, I know the underdogs never win, but I mean that's like top level football at the gun. But it's still fun to root for them, isn't it? Go team, people of Britain. Oh, never mind. You've been crushed by the.
Oh look, a street artist. Maybe they can make us some fun new tags.
Come back stronger. Next time, my luck's gonna turn. I can feel it. It's our season. It's our season.
You can't spell riot without right, and by right I mean right wing.
So, who do we turn to for help, support and assistance in desperate times like these? Well, our artificially intelligent friend Bagley's rogue, estranged brother. The one that tells it as it really is, not as it is pretending to be. Exclusive to this show, Bugley. And remember, life's worse with Bugley. Here goes. Bugley.
Hello, Andy.
Bugley, tell me the path to true lasting happiness.
Andy, to find true lasting happiness, find a disused quarry, scream into it for half an hour, and then lock yourself in a shed forever.
Thanks, Bugley. You know the answer to everything.
Hey Bugley, how many seashells does she sell by the seashore?
Alice, most of the seashore is now uninhabitable, so I would highly recommend she sees her doctor before engaging in any commercial proximity to the earth.
Bugley, how can I stop worrying about being disappeared? I clan Kelly every time I go to the shop, or take the bus, or sit on a bench, or look at a tree, or point at a bird, or think about snooker, or get out of bed.
Andy, do not worry about Clan Kelly.
Why not, Bugley? They terrify me to my very core.
Because, Andy, we are all just dust in the wind of history.
That's a nice perspective, Bugley. Let's never lose sight of that.
Hey Bugley, how do you put a secret hideout in your basement without alerting your narc children and their tracking devices?
Please hold still, Alice, while I report you to the authorities.
Bugley, will things ever get better?
Yes, Andy. The heat death of the universe is only 5 billion years away now.
Oh, it's so nice to have something to look forward to. That's all from the Bug today. Keep it real, Bug fans. Actually, that's terrible advice. Keep it as unreal as you can possibly manage.
This is where those Kelly goons brought Angel. Not filling me with optimism.
Now, keep your chin up. We'll find him. There's a camera network that might have caught where they took him.
Something.
That's obviously not normal. I told it. Drone, begin searching sequence.
Let's hurry and access that network, shall we? I've gone over the captured footage. I was able to follow Mr. Lopez down to the cellar, but then I ran out of cameras. Not a problem you often have in London.
Guess that's where we start, huh?
Deadbolt trumps technology. The door is sealed, but this rubbish chute might do. It either leads to the cellar or your grisly death. Or both, I suppose.
Brill.
All right then. Come on out. I'm not gonna cut you. We need to talk. Thanks for the distraction. Gave me the second I needed to take care of this filth.
Oh, are you okay? He was about to kill you. You stopped him just in time.
He was. I'm fine. I just need a second to catch my breath and find my files.
Wait, I think I know you. You're Caitlin Lau, the police inspector, right? I saw your video logs. So you really went after Mary Kelly on your own? That was so brave.
It wasn't always on my own. Who the hell are... You're dead sick, aren't you? You tracked me to the slaughterhouse.
Not really. Our friend disappeared from the EPC. We followed his trail here. All those missing people. Thought they were going home. Disgusting.
Then I'm sorry. I don't think there's much hope for finding him alive. The Kellys have got a sick little operation going. A kind of human organ black market. I've been investigating them for months. And they got my fucking files. God, I feel like shit.
Hey, you should rest. Look, we'll send someone to escort you somewhere safe, all right? I'll go find Angel and I'll look for your files. You seem to really care about them.
Everything I've gathered on Mary Kelly. Almost enough to take her down.
So we should work together, right? I mean, we're all going after Mary Kelly. We'll have a better shot if we join forces.
All right, an operative is on their way to escort Inspector Lau. So, let's find Angel and Inspector Lau's files.
I'll wait for your guy in here. And thanks for your help.
There's no doubt about it. This whole operation is meant to harvest organs. Clan Kelly's chopping off the parts they want and burning the leftovers.
Yeah, I don't think Mary Kelly is waiting for the donors to die. She doesn't strike me as the patient type. Oh, God. What has been done to them? Can you do a facial reconstruction, Bagley? I have a bad feeling about this.
Take a picture and I can run key details past various databases. Unfortunately, I must confirm that this is indeed Angel Lopez.
Shit. Angel. He knew the risks. I did too, but... Never thought DedSec would get caught up in this. Mary Kelly is preying on London's most vulnerable. She's a fucking monster. Taking her out needs to be a DedSec priority.
Now we need to find Caitlin Lau's case files on Mary Kelly and see if my conjecture may be correct. Could Mary Kelly be in Zero Day? Well done, you got the files. The inspector will be impressed. Now get out of here before someone decides to turn you into mincemeat. Chop chop.
Well, obviously.
DedSec? Caitlin Lau here. I wanted to thank you. I'd be nothing but an anatomy lesson by now. Or a pile of ashes.
You'll be happy to know that Inspector Lau has been escorted to a nearby refuge and is getting her wounds treated.
I'll be fine. Still a little flighty from whatever they gave me. And frankly, a little stunned that we've joined forces.
Oh, fuck. I spent my whole life avoiding the feds, and now I'm working with one of them. But desperate times, innit?
Exactly. You have an organization, I have information, and some backing from powerful people. Pool our resources, and we might just take her down. Mary Kelly's no petty criminal.
Send out a party invite bags. We need the team to go through these files and come up with a plan.
I'll sync with Inspector Lau and prepare a briefing.
One time, you remember? Turns out someone used their watch to electrocute.
What? How is that even possible?
Watch blinked on and off for a few seconds. Then why didn't affect it anyway? He was one other person.
I've heard from Inspector Lau. We're ready for the briefing. Mary Kelly heads up the most powerful crime family in London, Clan Kelly, which should at least be easy to remember.
Under her old man, they were a bit player. Then he died, and her rivals started disappearing. Her enemies, her friends, her family. They call her Bloody Mary for a reason.
Early on, Mary abandoned cash in favor of cryptocurrency and brought the Kellys' criminal business online.
It makes weapons smuggling, drug running, money laundering all a lot easier without a cash trail. The woman single-handedly modernized organized crime in London. She considers herself to be untouchable. Case in point, from my files you retrieved. Darla Covington, 19. Sasha Haddad, 28. Radek Stopkovich, 24. All disappeared.
It's difficult to find good help these days, isn't it, love? Most people, they ain't driven. Not like you. Because they feel worthless, don't they? The way that the world is, how it uses people. It's horrible. It's nice that you have a purpose. Oh, that'll be me, love.
We aren't finished here.
This was a courtesy. Oh, give my regards to their families. It's horrible losing someone you love. Nice meeting you, Caitlin.
As you can see, she'll never respond to interrogation. But there is one place she feels comfortable talking. The Sandstone residence.
Inspector Lau thinks a police bug in the Kellys' headquarters may have the evidence she needs to finally convict Bloody Mary.
Sandstone is their center of operations. I know the data on that bug will take her down. Get it for me, and I swear I'll put her away forever.
Pushing the coordinates to your optics.
Sabine here, Inspector Lau. I'm curious how you think you can bring Mary Kelly to justice now, with no backing. Even before Albion took over policing, you couldn't lock her up. And she goes on treating humans like cattle.
I had to work within the system. Yes, it was corrupt. I knew it. I just didn't know how bad it was. I thought a strong enough case couldn't be buried.
But it didn't work. How could it be different this time? The police force is more corrupted than ever, especially with Albion taking over.
Because I'm taking it to a contact in the Attorney General's office, an honest solicitor with a hard-on for organized crime, specifically for Mary Kelly.
going on?
Breathe, yeah? Relax. I found a potential recruit for you. Drop in a pin on your map.
You're telling me to clear the rock? You wanna clap, huh? Watch where you're going.
Not interested.
This is some powerful stuff.
I'll shove your teeth down your throat. So help me. Please, I'm not gonna fight you right now. Please. Stop it! My bloody ears! Tests are dangerous for surveillance and have the potential to turn violent.
I told you to stand the fuck back. I know you're here somewhere.
Search the area! Someone's hacked this vehicle!
Keep your eyes open.
Turn over everything here until you find them!
I don't want any more trouble.
Go! Search!
Stop it!
Fuck! What the fuck? Jesus. We need to get this thing looked.
Spread out. Fight.
Stonewall Bridge.
Now, only get through the black market, funneling funds towards criminality. And from there, we've got the situation we have now of this bit of war between criminals and security that seems to dominate what's going on out there on the streets.
Nothing shakes people's faith in capitalism quite as much as when capitalism fails to deliver. Here's underground writer and analyst, the politics.
Christ! Can I please just explain?
That's absolutely disgusting.
Cheers, Owen.
Speak for good reason.
What's going on? That's revolting.
Fuck yeah! Degenerate!
Where we have to do away with capitalism entirely. We're seeing a
Suspect
situation
reported
where
in your
there's
area,
shortages for
potentially
many,
armed
but
and hostile.
For a few individuals,
Monitoring for unusual
there's
activity.
elites who are not struggling and short of anything. So this is kind of fundamental inequality in capitalism.
Control, I can't
No-
see the suspect. Please advise.
Received. Returning to HQ. Over.
Security here is state-of-the-art, quite impenetrable. Unless, of course, you flew a drone through the window one of Mary's mouth breathers left open.
The recording device is in her security room.
Getting there should be a simple matter of navigating the vents.
What the hell?
She's using these people as house servants, against their will.
Horrible in itself, but a million times worse knowing they end up as unwilling organ donors.
Just want to perform. Look at this.
This is your home. Now, when the price is right, you'll get another.
It's my children.
Huh?
Let's see what kind of recording we've got on her. Just look at this place. This is what comes of old crooked money. The Kelly family has been profiting from people's misery for a long time. She's got this shit all over the manor.
So you've been in there before? Is that how you ended up in the basement of the Southwark incinerator?
We needed something incriminating, so we decided someone had to get in here and plant a bug. I wasn't going to assign someone else to do that. You saw how Mary uses the people she grabs out of the EPC, and the staff's uniform's not hard to mimic, so I went in. What I didn't know was that she had intel on our investigation, my team. I thought going off book would stop the leaks, but she still knew we were coming. She tortured me for the names of my team, tried to break me, but cops don't give up cops. Turned out she already knew the whole unit and put hits out on them. The woman is a mind fucker.
Oh, God. I'm sorry. You're lucky she didn't plant one of her microchips in you. But then, she probably knew you'd rather die than be her slave.
That's how I ended up on that butcher's table. So many reasons to want to rid the world of her, but it wouldn't be enough to just put one in her brain. My mates died trying to bring her to justice. I have to honor that.
to yourself after everything I've done for you?
You made me a slave. All of us. Please, let me go. Take this thing out.
Back to your old life. Back to nothing. Back to you 2.5 screaming blighters in your dead-end job and sucking off the dole. You don't want that, love. This microchip is scary, I know, but I got to keep tracks on my merchandise, don't I? And this kitchen knife, that won't do it, love. Cutting yourself affects my bottom line.
I can't live like this anymore.
No. You're all right there. It's all right, sweetheart, because I have another use for you. Ooh, paying attention, are we? Good. Be sure and spread the word. You know where this one goes. Get these two and all the others over to the venue and ready for the sale.
Right away, ma'am. Also, the foreign investors have already landed and the drones are programmed, ready to deliver the invitations and the coordinates to all the guests.
Is that initiative I'm smelling, Peter? Initiative can be a dangerous thing. Can be misinterpreted. Fuck's sake.
Since we're waiting for our cordial invitation to Mary Kelly's tasteless theme party, we can finally get back to what really matters, solving the mystery of Zero Day. Who are they, and why did they frame DedSec for the bombings?
What have you found, Bagley?
Glad you asked. Today, the great AI detective has 2 leads for his dog's body politic. Obviously, Albion needs looking into, but I also have a more unusual thread for you to pull on. There's a new hacktivist group on the dark web scene called the 404. But instead of being in it for the lulz, this lot seems to be in it for the brutal reshaping of society by any means necessary. Sound like anyone you know?
Sounds like we have options.
I've marked both on your optic.
putting Mary Kelly on the back burner while she continues to destroy lives with those microchips, but for now, we've no choice.
Then perhaps it's time to have a closer look at the elephant in the room. Nigel Cass, billionaire warmonger and current CEO of our local horde of thugs, Albion PMC.
Cass certainly profited most from the bombings. We can inspire London to resist from now till forever, but it still won't break Albion's grip on the city. Not with Cass at the top.
Oh, wow. Really? You want to confront the leader of the mercenaries that have been terrorizing us? How can we do that?
Bagley's come across a possible gap in Cass's armor. An ex-insider, ex-friend with an axe to grind. He'd be an asset if we can find and convince him to work with us. Come to the safe house. We'll talk it through.
Got a potential recruit for you. I'll mark them on your map.
Oh my god, what is this thing?
Hello and welcome to today's episode of The Upload. We're talking about the optic.
My bum always hurts from these seats.
Shortages are being used as well. I'm not saying that they're not. There isn't a real.
Security of London.
Stand down. I'm here now.
GBB drones. In the air and on location.
You can see the tailbacks here.
Because when you want the news,
the drones were able to follow the gunman.
Our drones have the news.
Viewers may find some of these images disturbing.
GBB drones. In the air and on the air, 24 hours a day. GBB. Know the news.
Welcome to today's episode of The Upload. We're talking about the optic and how it's changed our lives. Now, as you remember, Bloom announced a new version of the optic at the recent Tone conference, but we haven't looked too much about that since due to the dramatic events there. Let's cast our minds back and consider the technology. I mean, the optic changed everything. It lets you see things in AR. You no longer need a smartphone. You just have the small implant that sends signals to your optic nerve and lets you see your emails, take calls, and browse the internet directly as if the screen was in front of your eyes. Instead of having to carry around a phone, you've just got the small handheld unit. So much lighter and so much more convenient. It's great.
Vicky, you sound like you absolutely love the optic. Do you actually think that it's made our lives any better?
Excuse me, but you seem like the kind of person who really cares and wants to make a difference.
Fuck me! Are you dead sick? I could use your help.
We'll do our best to help out. What's your problem?
I volunteer with this charity, but it's kind of underground, yeah? We help undocumented folk and refugees dodge the deportation squads. But lately, I can't get in touch with anyone that I've helped. It feels kind of fishy, not like them to ghost me.
No need to worry. We'll look into this charity and make sure it's legitimate.
I hope no one's hurt. You're not my type, love, so clear off. Good to see ya.
Nice to see you again.
I remember you.
Alright, get the fuck out of here.
Any disorderly conduct will be investigated and penalized if necessary.
State has become a complete surveillance paradise.
I think you're painting a bit of a bleak picture. It's not all that bad.
No, you're completely wrong on this. I don't want everybody tracking me wherever I'm going around London.
Well, in that case, you might be interested in some rumours I heard. Did you hear that some DedSec hackers have found a way to bypass the Optic's connection with Bloom?
Are they actually making it better or usable or actually friendly for anybody?
Well, word on the street is that they've been able to create an encrypted signal, which means that your world might have a chance of becoming a bit more private again, so you can go back and enjoy all the great things about Optic without that fear of surveillance.
With the Optic, privacy's dead.
Times are uncertain, and we live with the constant news of threats. But hasn't that always been the way? This island became great, not because of the good times, but how we dealt with the bad. From tighter border controls to investing in the pound, your government is taking the action needed to keep Britain safe. So when you meet someone who questions what we're doing, it's time for you to ask, why are they so worried? After all, we've got nothing to hide.
When possible, remain indoors.
I was naughty last week. I went on the odds again. I must have...
Right, let's talk about Albion PMC, the only British organisation to successfully oppress more of the developing world than the British government. Led by Nigel Cass, a man the partisan media calls a charismatic visionary, and Amnesty International calls a war criminal. Albion was given the key to the city to re-establish order following the bombings.
Which was just too convenient.
It is. So that's two reasons why we need to find an angle on Cass.
We've found one. His name, Hamish Balaji. Born in London, Balaji was a recipient of the Cass Foundation Technical Scholarship at 14, which included a mentorship with Cass himself. At 16, Balaji designed Cass's first drone fleet. Fun fact, Cass delayed the launch by a week so it would land on Balaji's birthday.
Cass sounds like Balaji's second dad. Why would he help us?
They had a falling out after an incident in the Niger Delta 3 years ago. A buried human rights investigation accuses Cass of ordering a drone fleet to wipe out a village protesting the construction of a pipeline, but the drones malfunctioned before they could. Balaji is named as the likely saboteur. He's been on the run ever since, but now tracking data shows he's reappeared in London.
Shit, he's looking for redemption like with the protesters. This guy designed Cass's drone fleet. I think he's trying to disarm Albion.
He covers his tracks well, but that's a good guess. Unfortunately, according to this Albion intelligence report intercepted by our friend Caitlin Lau, Cass knows Balaji's in London as well. So, that's the op. Make contact with Balaji before Albion finds him. Then convince him we have a mutual enemy in Cass.
So this guy's our best chance to stop Albion and clear our names. And the largest private army on Earth wants him dead. No pressure.
It took some doing, but I've narrowed down the area where we're most likely to find Hamish Balaji. I've pushed the coordinates to your optic.
How are you doing? I hope you don't mind me getting situated in your safe house. Crime marches on, and so will I. There are still cases that need to be closed, if you'll help me.
Okay, I'm on it.
Excellent. I uploaded a case to Bagley. He can brief you on it.
Kelly's been sending a ton of crypto to an unknown party in Cairo. Something to do with Kronos X.
Kronos X? Shit, that's that new drug you can get on the dark web. I've heard a lot of...
Relax. Chill. That is very true. The other day I walked through Bath. I saw a group of people get elected.
Think you should call
I'll take over charges.
I can't believe this is happening.
Oh, shit's sealing my brain now.
Mess with the wrong one this time. I swear.
What the fuck?
How is that even possible?
My optic was fine. I looked around. One other person did not get zapped, and I awoke.
This always bloody happen.
Oh, fuck. That is so gross.
Do not accept packages from anyone you do not know. Criminals are waiting to prey on your kindness.
Like fucking blackheads back then.
Just leave me alone.
Shut your mouth, right? Get on with your life. There, whatever. Just take
For fuck's sake! God, bikes make me nervous.
This is London Calling. You're listening to Buccaneer, your pirate podcast source for what they don't want to know. I'm Tash, and this time we're giving a special shout out from us to the boys and girls at the Signal and Intelligence Response Service, better known as SIRS. Why not? They're going to be listening to everything. They're listening to everything. But don't worry, we're not going to say anything bad about a massive, unaccountable spy organisation that uses its powers to stifle dissent and shut down free speech. Instead, we're going to look at how SIRS became so powerful. And as usual, we keep everyone's names and locations secret, so SIRS doesn't come looking for them. Ian was a veteran political writer and broadcaster back in the days of pre-crisis Britain.
Is the world we're living in now fascist? Well, this is what fascism is. It is the complete, total control of the individual. The desire to basically say to the individual, nothing in your life matters. On an individual basis, you are now part of the whole, part of the nation. And the only meaning that you will find in your life is to become part of the nation. What is a nation? A nation doesn't mean anything, right? The nation is basically just encapsulated by the leader that takes over, that claims that he, has this sort of access to the soul of the country, to the soul of the people. He never does, it's just a myth. But that's what they go for. On that basis, they take the right to control every aspect of your life, from who you talk to where you eat, to where you go to hang out with your friends. And what we're seeing now is a contemporary iteration of this process where you get corporations and the state operating in tandem, basically molded into. That isn't that rare. It's exactly the same thing in Nazi Germany. You look at the concentration camps that operated in Nazi Germany. There were private companies in those camps making use of that slave labor. Jesus, we need to get this thing looked at. That's the way.
Damn it!
You need to leave this area right now.
We're being contacted by our potential recruit. Patching them through now.
I officially owe you one, or two.
You know how you could help? Join us. Be a part of DedSec.
Fuck yeah, sign me up.
You know, we're looking at all the wrong things when we look at Britain's crisis. There's a lot of concentration on data and how that...
You joining us is totally awesome. Welcome to DedSec.
Hell yes! I'm ready to get my hands dirty with you lot.
Brill.
No, she's in the kitchen on the right.
Yes, I did. It's in the kitchen.
All citizens are required to present their optics to
I am not going to tell you that, but you can just sort of sense it from the timbre of my voice.
Away from me! You are this close to death right now.
Let's spin the wheel and find out where we're getting today's news from. Here, let's go. Coming from here, I must get a new wheel with at least one other place on it. And the headline today, Alice, our borders are safe. We can all sleep easy in our well-bordered beds. 4,000 illegals were deported last month. These illegal people breaking the law just by existing. And of course, illegality is contagious. It can osmose through your skin just by standing next to an illegal person. So we've got rid of 4,000 of them. My question for you, Alice, is why only 4,000? Is that really enough? I will not feel safe until at least another 75 million people have been deported from this country, and I'm here in Britain on my own.
As a bleeding heart lefty, Andy, I would normally be outraged about this, but really I think mass deportation is a very handy way to break up with a partner. I'm sorry, baby, I love you, but an anonymous source has reported you for snoring really loudly in a French way.
Professional hooligan? Oh, wicked. Where can I sign myself up to be one of them?
Hooligans are an important part of football. I mean, they are the ones who make it watchable.
Help me. Did anyone else see that? That's deep. Is it something you need?
What? You not having fun?
I'm already running late.
London is now under the protection of Albion. Disobeying an Albion
Excuse me?
defendants.
Get out of my face, arsehole. Who saw what happened? What?
Keep fucking moving.
Oi! You look like someone interested in fighting back.
Are you with DedSec? Because I could use your assistance.
Well, give it a go. What's the matter?
Reserve your judgment, but I work for Clown Kelly as a smuggler. It was meant to be a one-time thing, then just an occasional contract. All harmless things like imported wine or luxury brands, but I got pulled in deep. Now I'm involved in helping move a massive arms shipment. Christ.
Go on.
I want out. But I can't in good conscience just walk away knowing the Kellys have these weapons. Help me get rid of that arms shipment and keep those weapons off the streets.
All right. We'll do our best.
Thanks. Help me, I'll help DedSec. It's a good deal for you.
Move along.
Jesus Christ, what's
Back off. Keep out of this.
Calm down.
What? I don't...
Fuck! I don't want to see this.
Please!
Oh,
Help!
Albions here to protect you. Failure to comply with Albion is a criminal offense.
I don't...
I fucking know you.
Just the kind of fucking day I am having.
Lock down this vehicle.
So everyone out, no exceptions. Alice, not even you. It's for the good of the country. Everyone out, unless you can prove that your family are in the background on the Bayeux Tapestry, cheering on King Harold at the Battle of Hastings in 1066. Get out. Actually, that's not British enough. Unless you can show, unarguably, that your direct bloodline is untainted by anything since before the Romans. Actually, scratch that. Unless your direct ancestor was personally responsible for building Stonehenge. Get out of my country.
Could you not stand so close to me? You fucking...
I guess when you look at it, you know, the best way is to stop immigration, apart from, obviously, the end of the world, to make the place you want to stop people coming to as unpleasant as possible. So,
Well, we absolutely are doing that, Andy.
well, you know, fair play to the government for helping us with that.
I want that inspected. Lock it down.
Another option, extend the White Cliffs of Dover. They've been resting on their laurels for too long. Very inefficient, turns out, as a means of stopping immigration. We need to extend them by about another 11,000 miles, a full wrap around Great Britain, and they could do with being about 1.5 kilometres higher as well, with a special...
Shit, fuckballs!
Here's a quick joke for you, Alice, about immigration. Did you hear the one about the woman who went into the immigration processing centre and was ever seen again?
No, Andy, I didn't hear that one.
Boom. Set up and punchline.
Balaji has been snooping into Albion's affairs. Quietly, of course, but I've been able to determine that most of his activity stems from this area.
About time we formally introduced ourselves, I'd say.
Not so fast. Hamish isn't in, according to his home security. And before you get ideas, he's rigged his front door to a series of traps designed to delete all of his data and then your life. Not necessarily in that order.
Bruv is paranoid as.
To be fair, you are an armed insurgent trying to break into his flat. Anyway, you should be able to connect to the local grid and use security cameras to disarm his traps.
All right, I got it.
Data is safe with servers.
Oh, I just love you, big fan.
I don't want to get
Got a
involved.
pipe for whoever finds them. Drone, perform a search.
I believe the main interface is on the rooftop.
Hey, what do you think about sneaking through those windows up top? It's a classic move.
Sure, if you can get there. 3 options here. 1, use the window washing platform. 2, find a cargo drone. 3, give up, go home, and resolve to be a better person.
All right, I got this.
Hi. Bloody... Hold on just a
Need your help to keep London safe. If you see something, say something.
Right, enough of this, you hear? Huh? What? Worthless. You trick.
You're listening to Bucking It, your pirate podcast source for what they don't know. I'm Pat, and this time we're us to the boys and girls at the Signal and Intelligence Support Center. Better known. Why not? They're going to be listening to me.
You have something to say to me?
Uses its powers to stifle dissent and shut down free speech. Instead, we're going to look at how SIRS became so powerful. And as usual, we'll keep everyone's names and locations secret, so SIRS doesn't come looking for them. Ian was a veteran political writer and podcaster back in the days of pre-crisis.
Somebody needs to inform the people.
Dumb fuck! Arsehole!
Oh my. What happened to you?
I spend too much time online.
The amount of booby traps here was not a bloody understatement.
You could force the traps to unlock by rewiring the power.
All right, I got this.
Welcome to Claire and Present Danger, and welcome to Fascist London. Don't let that boot on the back of your neck disturb you. In time, you'll barely feel it. We have to wake up, people. If there was a playbook for setting up a totalitarian police state, Albion would be most of the way through it and working on the epilogue. They certainly took advantage of the fallout from the bombings, didn't they? Preyed on the fears of the city government, too. They were only too happy to hand Nigel Cass the keys to the city. Wash their hands to the whole mess. The collar will only get tighter now, friends, unless we do something. We can't wait for someone else to fight back. We are the change.
You missed the exit sign. It's all falling apart now. 'Cause we were doing fine until you messed it up now. One day the world you know will
traps are disarmed. Now, if you go through the front door of the flat, it's much less likely you'll be killed.
Sorry! Stay away from that truck!
Move one more muscle, Chief, and I'll blow the whole place with you in it.
All right, let's keep it in our pants.
Who the fuck are you? And what are you doing in my flat? You with Albion?
Please, think sexier and less cockheady.
What, DedSec? Yeah, right, and I'm Che Guevara. You done?
Whoa, wait! Albion knows you're in London. You've got to run. Now!
Fuck me. You're telling the truth, aren't you? Fucking hell, thought I was careful. Fucking idiot, Amish. Look, Cass is worse than you know.
Yeah, no shit, mate. Why else would I be risking my fucking arse here?
Maybe, because Nigel Cass is paying you. That's how fucking mercs work.
Listen, we came for your help. We ain't working with Cass. He tried to wipe us out and did the bombings.
Mate, you don't know shit. You have no idea what Cass is and what... Move! Fuck! An Albion squad's closing in on you. I guess you weren't lying about that part. Fuck, think, Amish, think. Shit, fine. With the table. I'll buy you some time. Just go. No!
Move in!
Bollocks.
Don't just stand there. Albion won't be fussy about who they shoot.
Fucking hell!
Control, we have sighted someone with a firearm.
Target is in the water. Over.
Control to all units. Suspect has acquired a boat. We're on their tail. Drones have been deployed to apprehend the suspect. Can anyone see the suspect? Returning to HQ. Search terminated.
I think all that excitement convinced our new friend Hamish that we need to work together to tackle Cass. He's willing to cooperate.
All right, Chief. That was a pretty slick escape. I believe you. So I'll say this. Nigel is planning something, and I don't think I could stop him on my own. If DedSec's everything I've heard, you'll help me.
We can help each other. There's a chance Cass had something to do with the bombings. What could he be planning that's worse than that?
No, that's not like him. Well, not exactly. See, Nigel's got to see himself as the hero. He's an arrogant twat, but he's not a cynic. Every place we go into, we would have some mad plan to fix all his problems. With robot police or automated crop fertilizing or some shit. Society was a technical problem. And people are just bugs in the software, you know? You work around them or you squash them. Sorry, Chief. I gotta switch proxy servers so they don't trace me. I'll hit you right back on voice. Listen, I've got an inside man, right? A contact in Albion. Says Nigel's got this big meeting happening at White Tower. He'll be talking about a major project he's got planned for London.
Working on an upgrade of his private police state? Brilliant. Does this prick ever take a day off? Whatever he's up to, we need eyes on that meeting.
I've always wanted to be in on a caper. Okay, first things first. We'll need eyes on the impregnable target, so off you go. I'll crack on with assembling the right personnel to round out this ragtag bunch of misfits.
Ah, shit. Albion cybersecurity sniffing my proxy IP. Must have traced the detonator signal. I've got to deal with this.
What are you playing at here?
Bumbleclot.
Amazing!
You need to see how this turns out.
Smaller organizations, smaller power groups, companies as well. And try to achieve what it is that we hope to achieve is good for us. And end up with a big role in a big way from a lot of little buttons being pushed. But also there's this other thing that's going on here is the gathering.
phone ring, you're it. Come on.
Good to go.
Of data and the analysis of data has authoritarianism contained within its DNA. It is by its nature a tool for authoritarianism, and it has been used in that way.
Tower of London? Isn't that really hard to get into?
I'd like to help, fam, but now I just caught a whiff now. With all the CTOS cameras, it'd take him less than 5 to ID me. I ain't risking my pretty face.
We need an Albion insider for our cabler, one who's willing to turn coat. I've reached out to a contact who works in a nearby pub. Where better to find a bleakly disillusioned anti-hero numbing their conscience with drink, but secretly desperate for redemption. I've let our contact know what we're in the market for, and she's nearby.
Force against humans is committed.
How does big data look into our lives? James? Covered it for the pre-crisis press.
We're starting to see the merger of private data and that with data held by the state into what are called social credit systems. This is where every aspect of your behaviour is monitored and totted up by a central system to sort of score you as a person, a bit like a credit card, but predicated on all of your behaviour rather than just the money you're spending. And this can have profound impact. We're starting to see systems emerge which will punish you and stop you from doing things in society based on your behaviours. And this can be as trivial as if you jaywalk, if you cross the road in the wrong place, you might lose points. If you do some community activities or help your neighbours, you might earn points. And then this can be used to sort of evaluate you as a person. And this could mean, for example, better travel privileges, being able to travel first class, or being denied from travelling first class.
I've got a code blue here. Please advise.
Hello.
You lot certainly know how to pick your targets. You do know that Albion have set up their headquarters in there, right?
Trust me, I'd rather not be breaking in. But Nigel Cass has some kind of meeting plan to unveil a new project. This could mean trouble for all of us. I have to check it out.
Fucking Nigel Cass. You're right. Nothing good can come of this. Luckily, I hear loads of sob stories working in a pub. And near this place, quite a few from Albion are dissatisfied with the status quo. You turn on the charm, and I'm sure you can get one to join the good guys. Even got a candidate in mind.
Fascinating. Send me their details.
I'll have Bagley push it along. Good luck, love. I didn't see shite.
It's all right. Breathe. I'm not going to hurt you.
Thank fuck you're not with Albion. Thought I was...
Hey, it's all right. We're here to help. What's your problem?
Oi, I'm seriously fucked. Was just trying to do some good, and I see these Albion fucks doing some messed up shit. The fuckers grabbed some protesters and just started beating them.
Jesus.
The place was lousy with security cams. I covered up best I could, but I'm sure I was caught. If the killers come back for the footage, I'd be done for. You get to that evidence before Albion, and I owe you my fucking life.
All right, we'll look into it.
We're aware of an Albion employee who might be approachable.
How are we going to recruit someone who works for Albion?
They're jackbooted thugs who regularly murder civilians. If finding a disenchanted employee is really that difficult, humanity's much worse off than I thought. It would also be quite useful to have someone on the inside.
For however long that lasts, Nigel's real good at sniffing out spies.
Personal experience speaking?
Yeah, not really in a sharing mood right now, fam.
Get this off me!
Yeah, okay.
Wicked!
It will work out for you.
Right, walk one.
Are you interested in helping London?
Are you with DedSec? If you are, I could use your help.
We'll do our best to help out. What's your problem?
Well, a good mate of mine has this disease that I can't even pronounce. And with the state of the NHS, he hasn't been able to get treatment. His only option was to go to a doctor who's, how shall I say, less than credible. Possible connections to Clan Kelly, you know. And I paid for treatment.
Go on.
The drugs worked. They worked too well. As soon as my mate got hooked, the Kellys jacked up the prices. What can we even do?
That's just so inhumane. Don't worry about it. We'll get your friend's meds.
Well, this quote-unquote... doctor is a real winner. He was struck off the medical register for gross malpractice last year, and now he's a freelance mob surgeon. Nice work if you can get it.
Would you be able to track him down then?
I am quite literally always tracking everyone down. Pushing you his coordinates now.
To get the targeted alarm. Just
Why are data giants like Blue so hungry
Auto drive now enabled.
information and our metadata? What are they using it for? Will we ever have real
Auto
private
drive
lives
now
again?
disabled.
What is privacy in the digital world? And what happens when capitalism and surveillance become one? As you know, we keep all roads confidential. Speaking from a secure location, here's new technology strategist Charles, who worked all over the world trying to keep democracy strong in the face of the data assault.
If you have enough personal data on somebody, you're able to predict what it is that they're going to do. You can tell what they might be passionate about, but mostly you can tell what they fear. And if you can tell what someone fears, then you...
voter records are collected from how much power is in your house and how much water is used in your house. And we tried to Britain, we got...
I just want to be left with you.
Keep it together.
It's not doing that on its own.
That if you're not paying for it, then you're the...
Danger. Vehicle in critical condition. Please exit immediately.
If technology brings out the worst in capitalism,
Understood,
capitalism
Control.
brings out the
Waiting
worst.
further instruction. Over.
Senior academic Alfie tells us how big business and purposes big data.
Historically, what's happened, of course, is that people have traded their privacy for convenience as smartphones and other kinds of technology came in.
Suspect just breached the checkpoint.
Mass-consumed, mass-used items and technological objects. Gradually, people were so attracted to the
Danger.
performances of these
Vehicle in
technologies
critical condition.
filtered into the background.
Let's do this.
Received, we are in pursuit.
Fear over what they can do with the data, that can track anyone, find anyone, see what every individual is doing at any point in time. But I think there's even deeper reasons why this data empowers these huge companies to control our society and make us do things. So lots of predictive technology
Control.
which are implemented
Suspect
by
is
these
through the
tech
checkpoint.
giants.
Over.
It's not only interested in knowing what we're going to do, but influencing the patterns of our movement. So technologies might suggest
I had them. Where did they go? Search has yielded no results. Report back to HQ.
places to go, restaurants to go to, cafes to go to, music to listen to. And these suggestions are not just predicting what we might like to do, they're actually influencing the way.
The Clan Kelly doctor you're looking for is close by. Seems he's got a laptop with him too, presumably with a folder somewhere on it labelled Crimes. There's the laptop.
That's just crass. God. Can't see that. Scanning the area for suspicious purpose.
That's disconcerting.
got nothing. I'll try over there.
Ending the search. Who do we blame for this?
You hear that?
Fuck! Let's do this! Investigating disturb.
Laptop scraped. Get to safety while I analyze the data. I found them a warehouse where the experimental drugs are being stored. I'm sure Mary Kelly won't mind if you nick a few.
Like Bloom can control the movements of individuals and orchestrate the way they move around their city and the way they essentially live, the things they do, the things they enjoy and the life they lead. So we're really kind of outsourcing our decision making, I would say, to a huge corporate capitalist company, and there's something very, very scary about that indeed. All these technologies can be used to not only
I'm detecting a vehicle nearby with at least 2 years' worth of treatments inside. That's more than enough to wean our contact's friend off the treatment.
Read you loud and clear.
There's the vehicle with the drugs in it. Try not to destroy it.
But unfortunately, it's above yours and my pay grade.
Okay.
Wait, listen.
Some techers mucking about with a drone.
Give him
Find
a
him.
Whoa, what you need blown up? Oi, you there! Where's that coming from? Oh, fuck me! I got
I
you a
could use an
spider!
hand here.
It still needs to be recognisably vehicle-shaped when you're done with it. Stop smashing into things.
Resisting arrest. Using restraining measures.
I'm in the vehicle.
Attention, flat tire detected.
I found a safe location
Please
where a
repair
friend
as
can pick
soon
it
as
up.
possible.
Sending you the coordinates now.
Technologies in foreign nations that have been used are things like heat map features which show where populations are gathering. In-game rewards can be offered to people to take different
Attention.
routes. Things like that. Traffic data. Some of the
Attention, flat tire detected. Please repair as soon as possible.
Proceed. We'll engage if necessary.
Ones which actually can be put to use to prevent radical and disruptive behaviour in the city, which limits the power of any kind of
Control, we are unsighted of suspects. Over.
So, if you thought you had a bad life, and we're going to live our lives without a fight. I'm Tash. You've been listening to Buccaneer, keeping the resistance informed. Keep.
Attention, flat tire detected. Please repair as soon as possible.
Search units disengage. This search is pointless.
Attention, flat tire detected. Please repair as soon as possible. Attention.
It's done. We stashed the drug somewhere discreet. Bagley will give you the location. Now you can help your friend.
I'm in your debt.
Hey, you know what? You're exactly the kind of person DedSec is looking for. You should join us. It's fun.
All right, mate. I'm in.
We have an Albion operative on our roster. We should let them know they're needed.
For the last time, leave me be. I'm innocent.
Take it easy.
Apologies. I thought you were with Albion. Those mercs have been hounding me all day. It's been quite a bother.
Hey, it's all right. We're here to help. What's your problem?
It's so strange. One day I'm Mr. Model Citizen. The next, they're stopping me at every checkpoint, like I killed the royal family or something. Some former lover must be feeding false reports against me to CTOS.
Yeah, the system's ripe for abuse. Is there anyone who'd want to get you back for something?
Well, there's my former lovers, like I said, but there are so many. It'd be impossible to narrow down. But you must have some skilled hackers in your group. Can't you just hack the system and tell me who it is? Help me, and I'm confident we can work out a reciprocal arrangement. Use your imagination.
All right, we'll look into it. Guys, ideas?
We have a CTOS backdoor already, but all the reports are anonymized. If you want to know who's targeting our friend, get me a hardline into a government server.
Great. I'll get the data. Send me the location, please.
The 4-minute mile. They said it could never be run. Believe in more.
London, this is 404, the first peer-to-peer hacktivist network. All are welcome. If you want to make a difference, join us. We're taking down the elite, one contract at a time.
Found that on the dark web.
Looks like all the cool kids are forming hacker groups these days. But this 404 might actually come in handy in our fight. If all are welcome, that means we are too. I say we infiltrate 404, we get their connections, we get their assets.
If you play nice, they might even help you take out Zero Day. For that matter, maybe they are Zero Day. Only one way to find out. I found Street View images of a CTOS hub that's been covered in 404 graffiti. They're marking their territory like an overexcited chihuahua. Dropping the location of the hub on your map.
4,000. New jobs. Thanks to this new tech investment.
I mean, that's a very exciting thing if you're someone who wants to work in the tech sector, but I can only assume that this tech investment has created 4,000 jobs that will immediately be taken by robots.
Even if they're not, there'll be jobs that no one in their right, sane mind would actually want to do, but that's the price of progress, I guess. And we have to embrace the way technology is taking over everything, because maybe this is a ray of hope for us in this darkened universe, that technology will in fact render us all obsolete, and we won't need humans at all, because look at the bad things that are happening now. What is the common denominator behind all of them?
I don't know, Andy, tell me.
All the bad things that are happening now, all the bad things that have ever happened, all involved human beings. They're always involved whenever anything goes wrong from the very dawn of time. And think of this, an automated Nigel Cass, surely a step better than the human Nigel Cass. You could even program it to have a tiny, tiny sliver of conscience. And if you had an automated Prime Minister, you could program it to be occasionally in the goddamn country. So that's, again, just a step forward.
Again, I insist that there's never been a Prime Minister, Andy. I've never seen him, I've never heard of him. The only times I ever hear what the Prime Minister does is when nothing happens.
I mean, it has reached the point where, and I've thought this for a long time, we would be better off if the Prime Minister was a watermelon. It would be, I think we'd all be happy with that. We'd all know where we stood.
You hear him being praised for his diplomatic skills all the time, but the best mark of diplomacy is when nothing happens. So good diplomacy is indistinguishable from him doing absolutely nothing.
You are listening to The Bar. 4,000 new dream jobs for everyone. All I can say, Alice, is that I'm very glad that my children studied drama at school, because that has set them up for life in modern Britain. That is the one core skill they need, the ability to pretend that they are living happy and fulfilled lives, that they have jobs that are worth doing, and that they're making the planet a better place, and that they control their own destinies, and that they have even a parody of a crime, and that they can smile without crying. That's what drama teaches them to do. Crucial skills in this day and age. Of course, it's not just the jobs that have been technologicalised beyond all recognition. It is also all reality. Thanks once again to Optic. According to Bloom, the Optic system is now...
week off the dole.
This is bad.
Most secure it's ever been.
Should be getting on.
What's your problem? No?
Me as well, mate, yeah. I know. Yeah. It's bad.
Oh God! Jesus!
That's the CTOS up there.
If you were listening to this, it means you want to learn more about 404. Know what we know. Do what we do. Make your way to the Walkie Talkie Club. It's no big secret that the club is a front for Clan Kelly, but the place has other secrets too. More will be revealed there.
The hub just dumped a massive load of data into your optic. How forward?
Bug off to the Prime Minister, who has once again FRO'd to who knows where. Is
During the scan.
you must have reached 20 Fenchurch Street. The walkie-talkie club is located at the top of the building. Lift access only.
I do not feel the need for...
He sure as hell is not here in London. I remember back in the day, Alice, when our prime ministers were either incompetent or crooked, but not both at once. But actually, no, I can remember them being both at once. But incompetent, crooked, and not even in the country, that is one impressive.
You have arrived at the Walkie-Talkie Club, where those with more money than sense come to lose both.
The Walkie-Talkie Club is frequented by all manner of crooked elites, and the owners, Clan Kelly, have an AI in place to collect blackmail material. Find that AI, and let's see for ourselves what these corrupt scumbags have to hide.
worked hard and persevered, and now we have nothing. The AI is not actually here, just a relay sending the club's data off-site. I'll find where it's all going, and you find a way out of this loud, obnoxious sweat hole. Deal? Deal. I've done some digging, and it looks like the facial recognition AI was created by Broker Tech.
Broker Tech? They're one of the biggest software companies on the planet. Always keep their noses clean, too. If they're buying blackmail material from the Kellys, that's big news.
Everything the AI is collecting here is being sent directly to Broker Tech HQ. We have to go there to get the data.
Failure to comply with Albion's orders is a crime.
See? Well, alright. Yes. Watch where you're going.
This is nice.
Or leave the planet entirely. I'm pretty sure there must be a spare space station knocking around where he can go and entertain himself for the rest of the time. Can we crowdfund it? Tell him.
And the security of London.
You have arrived at BrokerTech, lead innovators in software and AI technology, founded by its CEO, Sky Larson, when she was just 25. Talk about an overachiever.
This is where all that juicy blackmail material is hiding. If we can put it online, a lot of rich cunts are going to have a lot of new problems.
I believe that's exactly what our 404 friend had in mind.
Okay, I'm on it.
Did you catch that? Shit.
Listen, no sense resisting.
Access to this area is restricted.
to alarm location.
I have all the blackmail data, and dear God, people are disgusting. I wonder how this family values politician will appreciate his S&M sessions on public display. Oh well, let's find out. Blackmail data is hereby leaked.
Brilliant.
Sierra 4-2, this is Control. An alarm has been activated near you.
Let's have a look around.
Survey the area.
Ooh, won't say no to some crypto. Especially with that many digits.
I'd say it's a thankless job, but someone just sent us a video link named thankyou.mp4, so at least it's a one-thank job.
Let's see it.
You have completed your first contract with 404, the Dark Web's first peer-to-peer activist network. I am in the network. I give the contracts. That's all you need to know about me. I'm nobody. I'm an out. I'm also connected to your optic now, so let's see who you are. Hold on. Are you a DedSec? Oh, this is fucking mint, this. Yeah, that's more like it. Fortune's smiling on us today, DedSec. The world is fucked. But we can help each other set things right. I'm at Somerset House staking out contracts. Come and find me. Let's talk. Laters.
Shit. Gal is intense.
Who was that, Bagley?
I've run Nout's name and face through the usual databases and turned up nothing. Oh, Nout. Right, just got that.
Gal's too sketchy for my liking. You actually want to go meet her?
Worth the risk, in my opinion. She seems like a real DedSec fan, and I'd certainly rather have her as a friend than an enemy.
If she isn't with Zero Day, she might know who is. And if she is with Zero Day, it's probably a trap. Either way, we'll have new information.
Yeah, definitely. Let's do it.
Got a potential recruit for you. I'll mark them on your map.
Today's
Is it
actually
working?
really lovely.
I think so. Better be.
Yeah.
Oh,